5 years ago, I was living in Japan, and I was preparing to step away from YouTube and Twitch. Turns out, food costs money, and at a certain point in life, you have to consider where it's coming from. I'd been doing YouTube since 2011 when I was 16 years old, and after 7 years of content at that point, I felt like I'd given it a good shot. I had an English teaching job lined up thanks to my friend and roommate while I was living in Japan. And it really looked like that was the direction my life and career was going. I knew I still wanted to make content, but that I'd have to keep it on my own terms going forward. Which is why, on 27th of May, 2018, I made a video called A Little Heart to Heart regarding my TF2 content. I had been making Team Fortress 2 videos for 7 years at that point, and not deviating too much from it. And I just wanted a change, and to try something new for myself. So I started making variety content from that point on. My first video was releasing on Skyrim, Don't Starve, and Hitman. My first video to gain significant attention was because I had actually used a Fallout New Vegas reference for my video title. Shout out to using a theoretical degree in physics to play Portal Bridge Constructor, and this upset a lot of people expecting me to be smarter than I am and have a actual degree in theoretical physics. But the first major attention I got was when I released a video named When Playing God in The Sims Goes Wrong. I remember waking up in the morning to see a YouTube analytics graph where I could see the video had gotten 56,000 views in the span of an hour. And I made a rather impulsive and reckless decision that morning. I was gonna skip teaching. I was gonna take one more shot at this. And it turns out that was the best decision of my entire life. In the weeks following, my channel would double, then triple in size. I started playing all the games I had always wanted to online. I branched into City Skylines, Minecraft community builds, Planet Coaster, Wii Sports. In the span of 4 months, I went from 100,000 subs on YouTube to 1 million. Doing this has never felt for a moment real to me, because it was always insane. I remember when I left Japan and came back to Ireland, my parents didn't really believe that this was my full-time job now. I mean, why would they? It was insane. And even now, it is still insane that I'm still here, and we're still doing this. I really just can't say thank you enough to everyone for everything these past years. The support is genuinely overwhelming. I never thought this would happen, but I'm so glad I'm still here and we're still doing this. I feel really damn lucky. Now I know I'm a bit early with this because the 5-year anniversary isn't until the 27th of May. That's because what I want to do to celebrate it actually starts tomorrow. I just want to fully play the new Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is one of the most important games in my life to me. It has gotten me through some of the hardest times of my life, and it's also my favorite game I've ever streamed and played on the channel. Part of the reason I even moved towards variety content is because I knew I wanted to bring it to my YouTube channel someday. And the permadeath run we did back in 2020 with it, I think is the single hardest thing I've ever done in a game. And it's something that I'm genuinely proud of and amazed we were able to pull off. We beat actual speedrunners of this game who had tried to do the same permadeath challenge when it took them 7 months. Shout out to Point Crow. So, I just want to play the sequel a lot this next while, and genuinely love and enjoy it and have fun this month. I'll even try to not die again in it, but I'll be honest, I'm going in blind, so I'm not making any promises there. So that'll be kicking off from tomorrow on my Twitch channel, literally as soon as I get a hold of the game here in Ireland, and we're pretty much just going to be playing it for the rest of the month. I'm very, very excited to finally give it a go. There's also just a lot of thank yous I want to get out there. First and foremost, to my editor, Chloe. Chloe has been editing for me since 2020, And I honestly don't know how I lived before then. I used to stream and then immediately edit everything on the channel myself, and I had no social life at all. I remember when I lived in Japan, I would stream at 9 AM, finish the stream at midday, edit the video immediately after, and have it released for 6 PM the same day. And I did that every day. It was madness. But now I feel like I actually have a life outside of doing content. Since meeting her and bringing her on, and she's such a wonderful person and a friend outside of this too. Shout out to Charlie, shout out to Sev the cat. I want to thank my old roommate Fergal, who I lived with in Japan. Fergal gave me the space I needed to do this when I lived with him in Tokyo. He helped me survive in Japan. The man knows fluent Japanese, and he let me move in with him when I was there. If it wasn't for Fergal doing that, literally none of this would have happened. He's one of my closest friends to this day, and I'm actually going to be taking some time off later this year just to go to Japan again so I can see him and hang out with the man, because it's been a while. Love you, man. I also want to thank my friend Stuart. Stuart is one of my closest friends who I started doing this YouTube channel with all the way back in 2011. From video 1 when we played Terraria. He's in all the early videos. Shout out to my friend Zach there as well. Stuart has always been so supportive of what I've done, even after he stepped away from the YouTube channel himself. And he still hops back on now and then for the occasional video. Shout out to our Cuphead playthrough that's now been ongoing for 4 years. I promise we'll finish it one of these days. It's just taken a while. I also want to thank Mr. Call Me Kevin. Kevin, outside of being a wonderful friend and influence on my own content, helped me hugely when everything exploded back in 2018. A lot of the parts of managing a YouTube channel at this scale was something I just didn't know how to do, and Kevin was the guy who really helped point me in the right direction. It was also just crazy knowing him as a friend, as someone who's been watching him since his How to Annoy series. In Call of Duty, back in the Machinima YouTube channel. I don't even know how many people remember that, but I've been watching Kevin a very, very long time, and it's just mad to have him as a friend now. It's crazy. In similar vein, I want to thank my friend and agent Dave. Dave reached out to me when I had gotten back from Japan and really helped me find my feet on the business side of running a channel. Things like sponsors, things like getting an accountant, things like setting up merch. A really cool thing he did when we first met was he invited me to the Yogscast Jingle Jam because I just mentioned I had grown up watching Lewis and Simon. And that's actually how I even got to meet them and make so many friends in that entire crowd. He's such a kind man, and he's always really been good to me to this day. Shout out to Paul as well. Shout out to the 4th Floor Creative as well. There's a lot of good people in the office in Bristol that I met through him. And speaking of meeting people, there are so many wonderful creators and friends I've had the chance to meet that there's no way I can list them all here, but I'm gonna try, goddammit. Thank you to the Irish lads, Nogla, Terrorizer, Jacksepticeye, everyone involved the Yogscast, Lewis and Simon, the Spiff and Brit, Mango. Shout out and massive thanks to Kiwo, Eiley Monty and our entire VR gang of friends, Kelly Siren, Cake Jumper, Anna Chess, Point Crow, Italics, Unicorn L. Thank you to Criken, Strippin' and Dodger, Jenna Bain, Mr. Jesse Cox for the many hours of entertainment since the early YouTube days, Zully the Witch, Deckard Games, Ollie the Orion Sound, Gab Smolders, Alpharad, Wolfie VGC, Rubber Ross, Joseph Anderson, Mr. Wilbur Soot, Captain Typho. Thank you to the old TF2 crowd at Blapature Co. as well. Shout out to the many wonderful Irish creators I've met too. We've a little gathering of us here, and it's quite lovely and cozy feeling. I've absolutely missed some people here, but I'm trying my best. A very special thank you to German985 in particular. Not only for being such a lovely man, but also a massive inspiration on my own content. I've watched Jerma since he started YouTube and pretty much throughout. I've seen all of his videos. I'm hoping to open some Grotto Beasts soon too. I found some Agent Packs in my granddad's attic. But he's always been a massive inspiration just on my own content. And I mean, even from like me playing TF2 to me moving to Variety, I mean, that's the move he did. I think the inspiration is there. I don't think there's any point in hiding it. I also want to thank all of my lovely and long-suffering moderators. They have helped so much in fostering the community we have around this channel. Through the Discord server, the Twitch channel, the Minecraft server. We wouldn't be able to do half of the cool community things that we can without all of them. You guys are incredible and I'm so thankful to have you in my life. I also want to thank the many artists through commissions, fan art, Twitch emotes, merch designs and posters. There are so many talented people in this community and it's an honor to both receive art and be able to work with us. Shout out to Wolfsy Draws for just recently doing the new art we've now got on the channel. Hope you all like the new icon and the banner. Shout out to the large art collaboration projects that my community has organized for me as well. It's always so kind and cool when you just come together like this, and it's truly an honor to receive. Like, you never have to do it, but it's always so cool and it's really, really kind. Like, thank you so much. Thank you also to the many wonderful game developers and staff I've had the chance to meet and speak with. It's always been insane to me to be able to speak to people in this industry and to be able to work with those people and support them. I need to thank my family for always supporting me through everything as well. My life can be quite chaotic between streaming and traveling to events all around this, but they've always been there for me. And of course, finally, you specifically at home, Richard. I just want to scare someone by saying that. But, I mean, of course, thank you to everyone even watching this right now, still watching what we're doing here. I would not be here still without your support. So thanks, guys. I hope everyone enjoys the Zelda streams the next while. I'm very excited to play it, and I can't wait to lose the entire month of May to this new game. Thank you so much, everyone, for the 5 years of Variety content. You've all changed my life. Thank you.